So the first time you went,
1988.
and it was with a group, I guess.
It was with Cal, and it was with the group, and that's we went there, and then we went to these different sites, and we went to the tomb, and I went in the tomb. It was like the rock was hewn out, like where the bed was.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's really where Jesus was buried. You know what I'm saying? It's like a tourist thing,
There's a bit of debate about it.
Yeah, But anyway, and we saw that. It felt, I don't know, maybe you're making it up. I don't know, but it felt very peaceful in there and nice, And I enjoyed being in there. I enjoyed it. When you come out of the door, there's a kind of a little bit of an edge on the door, the threshold, and then you kind of hop over onto the ground because they didn't have steps at that time. Anyway, I was the last one out, so I hopped over and was back over the ledge, over the threshold, and onto where all the people were. I was about maybe 10 feet away from the door, about that. Anyway, I turned around. I just turned around, and I saw a stone there, a round stone. And I thought, oh, the stone that rolled away. I thought that's the first thing that came in my mind and in my heart. So I thought, oh, how wonderful, So I kind of walked over there. I hopped on the ledge. And the first thing that I wanted to do was totally spread my arms out like that and just...
So it was that big?
Yeah, it was that rock.
Did you touch both edges?
Not quite. But it was close.
Yeah.
So it was that big. Well, maybe I'll just... what I saw, it was that big and what I felt. And about maybe 8 inches wide.
Yeah.
And the rock wasn't smooth or anything like that. It was like a rock that was worked with chisel and hammer.
Yeah.
It wasn't extremely rough, but it wasn't smooth. But it had a nice texture to it. So anyway, I laid my chest and my face, my right cheek against the stone. And it was so satisfying, I just kind of sat there for a while, And I felt the heat of the stone, but I also, after a while, could feel the coolness of it. It was it's nice. So I thought, okay, I'm going to turn around and do my back. So I turned around and I put my back to the stone, my arms still stretched out like that, and I rested there for a while. And I thought nothing of it. When I had enough, when I was satisfied, I just folded my arms down, stood there for a while, and was very thankful, and just stepped off the ledge. But what I was thinking, to be, later on, right? I thought, what were the rest of the people thinking while I was up there doing this and this and doing all this? And what's this guy up to? What were they thinking?
But now, so after you guys left, did you talk to somebody about seeing the stone? Like, did you talk to Cal or anybody in your...
No, I didn't. The stone was there all the time. It didn't disappear. I thought people weren't in...
Everybody's seen it.
Yeah, I thought it was just part of the picture, And I thought, I didn't... But the next time, in 96, that's why we went over there and I thought, hey, that's the first thing that I noticed, And the lady goes, what's wrong? And I says, there's a group of ladies there that I had kind of kibitzed with and so on. And I says, what's wrong? I says, the stone. There's no stone here. What happened to the stone kind of thing? And she says, there was a stone. Yeah, I says, when we came in 88, there was like a stone there.
And this is what?
96.
8 years later.
8 years later. And she said, well, what do you think happened to it? And I says, well, maybe you got a flat tire and they took it in for repairs. So, that came to me like, so I thought, what?
They look at you like, ah.
Yeah, whatever, And then she said, well, there's the curator there. Why don't you go ask him? And I asked him, and we had a conversation, and that's it.
Well, tell me what he said. You went over and said, where's the stone?
I says, excuse me. I says, last time I was here in '88, I had this experience. I hopped on the ledge. I told him exactly came out. I was about here, 10 feet away. I looked back, and I saw the stone, and it was appealing. I hopped back on the ledge. I said I had an Italian tank top with no sleeveless. It was a hot day. I went against the stone. I says, I felt the stone. I felt the heat. But interesting enough, I says, I felt the coolness of it as well, And he goes, okay. And I said, then I turned around and I put my back against it. And it was like, wow,
The
like
stone was cool.
the stone was hot. Yeah, it's hot. Not really hot, but you could feel the heat. But as you laid against it, I also felt the coolness of it.
That's different.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't, but that's okay.
Well, that's how I can describe it. I don't know how else. And so, because the day is hot, so it acquires the heat. But and the top of it, is hot, but when you press in a bit, you really feel that stone. It's like marble, Anyway, and so I explained that to him, and he says, do you have a picture? And I says, look at me. I says, does it look like I can afford a camera? I didn't have nothing. Anyway, and I says, well, what do you ask? I says, well, because he says, if you had a picture, we would give you $75,000 American. There's a price, because they want to see the stone themselves. So I thought, oh man, I could do something with that money, but I didn't have a camera or anything, and if I would have taken a picture, nothing would have come out anyway. I don't know.
So there had been other people that had this same experience.
Yeah, I says, well, why do you say that? He says, because we hear the story many times over, that people have seen the stone and they touched it and that, and we like to see it too. We like a picture, because the stone is non-existent. It's never been one. And so I thought, oh my God, I know I wasn't dreaming. I know this was real, and it just left me kind of wondering a bit. I needed an explanation. So anyway, I left it at that, and we came home back to Canada. And I tried to, whenever the Lord would open the door for me, I would relate the story to someone of authority, And they, with their in-depth knowledge and so on, would come back to me with an answer, but it was never satisfactory to me. It just didn't seem like I could relate to those answers. But anyway, one day I happened to be talking to a friend of mine. His name is Lawrence Deverall, a very good brother in the Lord. And he just explained to me that, he says, John, he says, I told him the story and all. And then he says, he says, what that is, he says that the Lord had a window of opportunity for you, and he just wanted you to experience something. So he opened it up, He opened it up, and there you are, and you experienced it. No one else. You experienced it. There was no hoopla or anything. It was just something for you, to enjoy and to experience. And that's what the Lord does. And he does that for many, many of us, all, whoever. And that to me made total sense, because I thought, yeah, that's what it was. The Lord opened up this opportunity. So why am I telling you the story? I haven't told the story publicly to too many people, and now I'm telling it to everybody. Obviously, I hope the Lord wants you to hear this for some reason. And I hope and pray that when you do, that it gives you a thought. It gives you an opening to the love of the Lord that he has for us, and the Lord would draw you closer to Him. And I hope and pray that you do get a chance to go to Israel someday and go to the Garden Tomb. And I pray that you do see that stone so that maybe we can share this message together. Anyway, God bless you. Happy Easter. And may God bless you and your family. Amen.